So I'm going to show you how to do, this is a 4-layer stencil. These are the different layers, and then these are the spray paint colours I'm going to use for the different layers. So to quickly explain, I typically start, and I don't know if this is kind of standard or typical of how stencils typically are usually made, but I often start off with a silhouette. So basically the whole outline of the image of the figure, but I will use a mid sort of, I would normally do this in black and white, and I actually don't have any grey, so I'm going to do it and sort of try and do it in skin tones. So this would be the mid sort of tones, that's the highlight, that's the shadow, and that's black. So I usually reserve the black for like the what I would paint a line for if I was hand painting it or drawing it. So the eyes, the nostrils, outlines, things like that. So we're going to get started with the outline. All of these stencil layers I can, in another video I can explain how to create the actual image and break it down into these layers, but they all have these little anchor marks. You do that by using the same image, the same print over every, with the key marks in the same spot over every layer. So you have to make sure that you paint in the key marks. I might do that in a darker colour. I might actually use this because even though I've got the layers for the shadow and the dark, with the silhouette I play around with the silhouette a lot with different colours, so I might actually, there'd be shadow under the chin and round the outside, sort of. So sometimes I'll go round, not like a buffalo girl, but round the outside. Like things like that. But then, I'll generally leave most of the shadow work to the shadow layer. Going in with this mid tone like that, so you keep some of the shadow around the outside. I use large bolts to weigh down the edges because you want to keep the edges sort of as weighted down as possible, as close, because the spray paint can't get underneath. So there's that first layer. The important things with this is to number the layers, is to remember, so that you can remember which order the layers go in. And don't be like me and rush and just let the layers dry. They need to dry, because otherwise I'm going to stick this straight over, and it's going to stick to that and pull it up, so I will let it dry. So this layer seems just about dry. You can then match up the anchor points, and you want to be pretty precise about this. That maybe, I'm thinking these 3. I'll let that dry for a bit. It's very exciting seeing the layers, when you peel them off, seeing the layers start coming together. So this is the highlight layer. I would typically do this just in white, but because it's in colour, I'm going to do it in this colour. I've got some white, but I've also got transparent white, so it lays a sort of light, transparent white over whatever you've painted. So that's a nice can to have. Same with the black. Transparent black is great for shadow. And then I've got a bottle here. I've got a bottle here, so that's going to be in the blue. So we start. So I'm very light with it. So that it just gets a light thing, but I directed it on this bit because I know that's where there wants to be more of the highlight. Bit of highlight there, a lot of highlight up this top bit. So I sort of direct it. Just the phone. Like that. Now I'll do the bottle. So dark blue first. Damn it, I've got his arm, so I'll have to do that. A light blue. So that'll probably work. Maybe a touch of the dark again. You know, you can sort of aim it off away from the stencil, and the spray will still get it a little bit. Now the white for the bottle lid, just the lid there, and the label actually, like that. Right, I now need to go over his arm again with this skin tone. I'm going to use the other stencil just to block off that bottle I just did, so that I can go and get rid of it. That was risky, that one. Just putting a touch of shadow. And I'll let that dry and then we'll have a look. Let's have a look at this layer then. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. There's a weird bit in the bottle here. Sometimes with stencils as well, I hand paint little bits in, but that's looking pretty good. Just putting in the details. I actually quite like this weird sort of thing there without the shadow. You see there's no sort of line separation between the arm and the bottle, the top of the arm, forearm and the bottle there. That's the sort of thing I would normally pencil in myself. Yeah, that's quite cool.